If you're scared to take creatine because you've heard of some crazy side effects about it on social media, let me explain to you why 99% of those takes are false. The most common myth I hear when it comes to creatine is that it damages your kidneys. It doesn't, okay? This is false. When your body uses creatine, it's then metabolized into creatinine, which is a byproduct of your kidneys filter. Higher levels of creatinine in your blood work would typically signal that there's some sort of damage to your kidneys, so people believe because of that there is this negative connotation when it comes to supplementing with creatine. So when it comes to supplementing with creatine, the rise of those creatinine levels is simply from the metabolic process, not from any sort of kidney damage. If you were to stop supplementing with creatine, those markers would go right back down. Myth number two, and probably the most common myth I hear when it comes to creatine, is that creatine makes you go bald. False also. Okay, this came from one study years ago with rugby players where they supplemented with creatine and they saw a small increase in their DHT levels, which still actually fell in normal range, but there has been zero evidence of any other studies in the future that show that creatine has any correlation with hair loss. Another common myth I hear is that creatine causes dehydration, and this is also wrong because actually creatine does the opposite. So creatine will pull water into your muscle. So if you're feeling dehydrated or having symptoms of dehydration, it is likely it's not because of the creatine. Also, if you take too much creatine or you get too much from food, your body will simply just excrete it through your pee. I know that sounds weird, but you don't have to worry too much about over consuming creatine. Creatine is probably the safest supplement out there. It is probably the most researched supplement in the world. So if you're hearing these myths on social media or anything like that, do not let them scare you from taking creatine. Also, if you'd like to get creatine, I would recommend only taking creatine monohydrate.